Pickaxe.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Season 1 recap of Cast Party. We got the whole crew here, and we're gonna discuss some things about the finale, about the whole season in general, and we got lots and lots of your questions, so thank you all for sending those in, and I guess we'll just get right to it. I have these kind of broken up into different, types of questions, so I want to start with some finale questions, some ending questions, just based off of very ending.
Let's go backwards.
Hit it in reverse.
Did you all have the ending in mind since the start? That's from Josh Zellers. I think this is mostly for me, but also kind of your characters as well. They say predicted Xander staying, and I'm pretty proud of that. So I want to start with that. And Xander, when did you decide that you were going to stay?
Episode 1, maybe.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it was from the get-go. I was like, there's no way Xander would leave. Not a shot.
God.
Huh. I didn't realize it was that predetermined.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where obviously I let the story craft what my decisions were going to be going through and what my ultimate decision would be. If things had gone differently with any of the connections with Selena, if anyone had mentioned something about her, that probably would have swayed me one way or the other. But from the start, I was like, this is a world that Xander feels more comfortable in, even without even experiencing the world yet. I had that in mind, so it was pretty early on. I did also plan to be a werebat hunting a werewolf to get trained by her. That was episode 1 had that planned.
Playing the long con on that one.
Yeah, man, that really lucky roll on the pants to get you that werebat really helped out with that. As for my side of things, no. None of that was planned from the start. I mean, I knew I wanted a big battle with overall magistrate person in the end, but to the intricacies of it and it being specifically Volazar, that is something I actually did know from the get-go, that Volazar was still alive from the ancient times and was still around and was heading the magistrate, but no, everything else, by no means. We have Anonymous who asked, when did the rest of the cast learn about Blueberry's marriage in the final intro?
Well.
And when did Colin find out?
Is it safe to say all at once?
Yeah, are those different times, or
I think they're all the same time.
did we learn with the rest of you?
You all learned at the same time. I learned about an hour before recording the finale.
Oh my god.
Which is why I included the little bit about the person being in, the magician being at the Wildlife Foundation. But yeah, I think it was an hour or two before we were recording that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we all found out way at the end there.
I mean, I only learned it a few weeks before.
Oh yeah, true. Was that because we were hounding you for intros?
Yes.
Or oh, okay.
I mean, it was a good way to get multi-day intros.
Someone said, it was probably Nigel who said, did she or it was Nigel or Ryan who said, did she ever have one of those 24-hour marriages of these celebrities?
Oh, that was probably a Nigel thing.
Yeah, I do be saying unhinged things.
And I was like, I can make that a thing. But it was also such a big thing that I was like, how can I stretch this out and make it a
so
three-part? There's 3 episodes left. How do I make this a 3-parter?
And then one more kind of finale ending question, again from Anonymous. How are you all feeling after ending such a long campaign?
Oh. Exhausted, relieved, and proud. It's something I don't say a lot, so.
It's a bittersweet feeling, obviously. I feel like anyone listening, everyone here probably has a similar feeling where it's like, hell yeah, we did it. We did what we were supposed to with the campaign. We finished a campaign. That's a goal, an achievement on its own. But we loved those characters, and they were a lot of fun to play, and now we don't have them in this world with this story, so, that's sad.
Growing a character from level 1 to level 18 is very cool.
It's a feat
really
that
was.
not a lot of people can even say they did. Well, mainly finishing a campaign in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard, man. Like it's hard to know how you feel about this ending, I guess, because it is so bittersweet. Like, you're so happy that it's done. You're so happy with how it ended and how the whole thing went. But like, I'm just so sad at the same time, because you, like Nigel said, you love that character. You put your heart and soul into it, and over 3.5 years, you went through so much with the character. Like, personally, it's something hard to let go of, but it's bittersweet, and I love it.
I'm gonna jump off of that, because especially Anna was like, I mean, you grow with the character, like you guys said, from level 1 to level 18.
And then back to level 0.
Yeah.
Haha, not everyone, though.
Another anonymous question was, I had wondered if the Optus were going to hit level 20 before the end. Is there a specific reason you decided not to? And was anyone disappointed? I want to hear the other part first.
Yes. I knew we wouldn't. Like, we had come to terms with the fact that we weren't going to hit level 20 probably around like episode 60-ish.
Right.
And like, Colin even warned us, like, it's probably not going to happen. But we were like, but what if? Just for the last little fight or something.
We tried so
We
hard.
did.
I was just happy we leveled up as fast as we did towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I've been very cruel to my players. Like, we played for 3.5 years, my Waterdeep Dragon Heist into Curse of Strahd campaign, and I think they ended like level 11.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
We just passed my campaign's 5-year anniversary, and we're level 12. That's experience leveling for you.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would say I was disappointed that we didn't hit 20. But I also, this is my first real campaign that I've been from a level 1 character up through a bunch of stuff, so maybe. We'll get him in this one, don't worry.
We'll get him in the next one. Yeah, that decision didn't come easily necessarily. There wasn't a huge reason other than that we were already getting close to that point, and I didn't want to just be like, okay, you guys get 3 levels, and I wanted to do it quickly, but allow you to get level after level, and I didn't want to extend the story any longer than we had to, because I thought we came to like the perfect ending without extending it. Speaking of your characters, people wanted to know, this was asked multiple times, but specifically Sunstorm Solo said, what were the final stats of the characters? Just levels, classes, etc. So level 18, and no one multi-classed in this season.
That's
Oh,
crazy.
you're right, actually. I can oh no, I did level myself up to 20. I don't think my stats would have changed though.
You leveled yourself
I did
up
for
to 20.
I did for funsies. I think Nigel did
Yeah.
too.
I
Why
think,
is
yeah,
my
I did.
D&D Beyond not loading?
I just realized that last combat, I only had 29 health left.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Attaboy.
I was not feeling good, was I?
Oh, I guess now that we're in the finale, I can finally like share why I was never worried about getting knocked down.
Oh yeah.
From like, I think like level 14 onward or something, I had, where is it? Searing Vengeance. Once per long rest, when you have to make a death saving throw at the start of your turn, you can instead spring back to your feet and heal 81 HP. Each creature of your choice that's within 30 feet takes 2d8 plus 5 radiant damage and is blinded until the end of the current turn.
What?
What?
Where did
So,
that
like-
come from?
Yeah, half of my health would be.
Unreal, dude.
So how is it that you like never got knocked down the whole fucking time?
I was putting myself out there. It's a celestial warlock just feature. It's a part of it.
Jesus.
That's cool.
And like I had that forever, so I was just like, I'll be up front. I don't care. I can. And then in that last fight, it's like, yeah, I'm the werebat. I'll be up front. So that was another health pool that I just Like, it just kept me up the whole time, but I was never once worried about going down for like the last 20 episodes.
Sheesh.
We should talk, so just because people are curious, I'm sure. I don't know if we ever confirmed on the main feed what Xander's subclasses were.
For Xander's subclass change throughout, we started out Celestial, and then at a certain point I said, like, I had like a passing comment in one of the BTSs that was like, I kind of regret not going Fiend because I feel like it fits his character a little bit more, but it's no big deal. And then Colin was like, hey, we can do that if you want. And then that became the whole Blightmore Nomura conflict. So for a while I switched over to Fiend.
That was after you got 3 kills with the dagger.
Yes.
That wouldn't allow you to use non-lethal.
The eyes turned purple, the like tattoos on his arms showed up, and that was I was a Fiend until we killed Blightmore Nomura, and that was, in that moment, that was just like when the 2 orbs were on the ground and I reverted to a commoner. That was the moment that just landed me into Celestial, because I didn't know what was going to happen there. Colin didn't like warn me about that beforehand. He didn't have me like, we didn't discuss anything about it. It was just kind of like in the moment decision. I was like, all right, I'll let go of 1 so I could try and keep some powers. But I so badly wish that I had continued to hold on to them or let go of both just to see what would have happened.
Oh yeah,
if only we could save Scum in D&D.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Because I think there was a time where you had thought like, guys, I'm losing my patrons. I guess I'm going rogue now. Like you're going full rogue in all of your levels. Like that's what you would turn into if you were technically just Xander without magic, you know?
Yeah. That was exactly what I was planning to happen, because I was like, I didn't know how the Blightmore Nomura thing was going to turn out. I was like leaning more towards Nomura, but then after hearing that like neither of them were doing anything good, it was a decision of like, we gotta get rid of both because this isn't like, they're not good. And I was just like, I guess I'll be like a rogue or a fighter, maybe, I don't know, something no magic. But then that's not how it worked out.
Mm-mm.
So, Colin, from day one, did you have Nomura Blightmore set up or no?
Nomura, yes. Blightmore, no.
Okay.
Blightmore came from that passing comment.
Wow, how interesting. Damn.
Yeah, that whole arc was because in one branch of BTS or maybe main feed, I don't even remember, Nigel mentioned, sometimes I wish I went Fiend. And I was like,
Well, speaking of random comments throughout, Vince in a behind the scenes in like episode 4 was like, man, dragons are so cool. I want to be a dragon.
Oh yeah. That also came from that.
Yep.
I wrote it down
No
when you said that.
Oh my god, you don't know how happy I was? Fucking love dragons, dude.
I had been wondering about Blightmore Nomura because you had named your closet Nomura. That was a little bit after that was when this Blightmore started showing up and saying stuff, I feel like. And so I was like, is Colin just rebranding Nomura because you named the closet the same thing? So that was my only theory.
Yeah, that ended up being just like one of the most confusing character misunderstandings that stuck through the whole show. Because it was like, you could have had the closet be like, no. Like, I was like, oh, are you Nomura? Just be like, no.
Just shakes its head.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny in the moment. I didn't think about the repercussions that people were going to be so confused.
What would you have named Nomura if, like, he said no?
Oh, good question.
You know, it probably would have been something like, this was before the whole, like, vampire bat relation that had happened, because I hadn't pulled the card yet. But I probably would have named him something like Vlad or Dracula or something along those lines, because he's got those bat-like features.
Cute.
Or it would have been something like, I had this once upon a time. It's kind of like the Pokemon like LGM and Behem, like their little green man and bug-eyed monster, I think. It's 2 names for aliens. LG would be another one.
Oh, yeah.
So we went through Xander subclasses. If it wasn't obvious for Blueberry.
Circle of the Moon, Druid, Wood Elf, level 18. My dog is barking.
And Sebastian, you were...
College of Lore. Almost rebranded. When we had our first whoosh by Earth, Colin was like, does anyone want to just completely change everything? I almost said yes and went College of Whispers Bard. But I didn't want to lose my magical secrets.
That's fair.
And then Vince, you were...
Level 18 Paladin, subclass Paladin, Oath of Devotion.
One more question about some characters I want to throw out. Is there anything about your character you didn't get to share and would like to now or expand upon?
I had 89 intros to share anything extra that I had. There was nothing. T.
Yeah?
In the very beginning, like the first handful of episodes, Blueberry had a big crush on Jet.
Oh.
And then she got to know him.
There it is.
That you know, if her feelings didn't change, that wouldn't have worked out.
Nope.
Also true.
And that's something I'm glad came out in the last episode. I thought it was going to come out way before, but
Yeah, ever since the dawn of Jet, you were like, yeah, I mean, just so you know, this is it. So if you ever throw any hot men my way, I'm more of, all of my NPCs in this season were just hot women. So I'm so sorry. I deprived Jet of that moment.
There were a lot of people shipping Jet and Sebastian.
yes. Oh my God, yeah.
Jetastian. Set. Sabet.
I think the only thing that I didn't really get to expand on was my own spell list. Like I had 5 spells at the end that I've never used, that I've had for a long time.
Let's hear him.
Wall of Light was one of them.
What is that?
Good question. It's like you make like a wall of light and anyone on one side of it is hurt by radiant damage and blinded, and anyone on the other side or in it is also hurt. I don't know. There's so many words. It's like a whole wall of text. I never had to use Revivify, naturally.
Oh, same.
I had that too.
What else?
Wow, all
I also
4
had-
of us?
Or what did I have? I had, I guess, Reincarnate, not Revivify. I was always like, what if it's just not a thing? But you said it was a thing, but it would be like complicated. I don't know. I didn't want to rely on it.
Have y'all been seeing those TikToks about people like the DM casting counterspell when the party casts Revivify?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen like a tweet
Cursed.
from Gabe about that.
Excellent.
Oof.
Another one was Greater Restoration, which was just like a backup plan. I think I did use Flame Strike, but I'm not certain. And Blight, I had that too.
Fitting.
And Booming Blade. Yeah. Like I was equipped to deal damage, and then with what Colin allowed me to do with Tasha's, it was just like, I could become a Gatling gun.
But also giving you Sharpshooter for your Eldritch Blasts, like...
Gross.
Yeah. It didn't make sense to do anything else. Oh, and I didn't get to expand on how much knowledge Xander had about mini golf.
Did you take mini golf notes?
He did.
Where did he get this knowledge?
He's a world-class mini golf professional.
World class.
Wasn't that one of your intros, like, later on?
It was like...
No, it was like 30 or
episode
something.
8.
Which is one of the reasons we added a mini golf pencil to the roll for when you were rolling for your pants, because that was an intro. I was like, oh, that's a fun little stupid thing he can pull out of his pants. Little mini golf pencil.
Speaking of the pants, did we get everything from it?
Oh,
that's a good question, actually. So I'll go back and say pants were originally a D20 roll. Then we talked about this in a BTS, but not on the main field. When you guys drop back down to level 2 or 3 when you have that connection with Earth, that is when the pants stopped behaving properly, and they were almost connected to Earth at the same time. But in the meantime, let me go see if there's anything else. I don't think you ever pulled out the melted chocolate bar.
No.
Oh.
I don't even know what this one means right now. It's been a long time since I wrote this one. Swag compass. Every single direction says swag, but the red pointer keeps moving as you move the compass.
Oh my god.
Oh, so it points at you?
I don't know.
So
maybe,
the red
maybe
always
that's
points
what I
at
meant.
you? That'd be sick.
Actually, that'd be kind of cool, because then you could use it to, you guys could have used it to track Xander.
Fine. Yeah.
Yo, wait,
you're
that's
so
actually really fun.
Yeah.
Yo.
A
I also
magazine
had a
article.
tracking ring.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
That would require planning ahead.
I never used that goddamn ring outside
I was just
of
about
when...
to say that was one of the another magic item that I loved that we only used once, and that was to see Dr. Grawl.
There is a question about this, so I'll jump to that in just a moment. Other things in the pants, magazine article about Jet's stench that you were quoted in, because you wrote that article about.
Oh, yeah. That was another intro.
A Nature Valley granola bar that you would have had to it crumbled completely, and you would have had to pull out all of the granola out of the pocket. It would have taken you some time.
Awesome.
Minty Charmer, a stick of mint fresh gum. It gives +2 to charisma based checks for the day. I don't know if you ever pulled that.
No, I don't think so.
Everything else you have pulled. And I actually, this is after you had pulled a bunch of stuff and I had to re-add stuff, so. But back to that, D&D Dad 91 asks, for the players, what item do you wish you remembered to use or used more?
My potion of frost giant strength that I wanted to give Jet at some point for a big battle. Potion of invisibility. Those are the main ones. I also have had a scroll of fireball for forever, but there's never been a reason to use it.
The ring that I could use to look through doors, that obviously, yeah. But also the glass dagger that I could use to make a shattering sound.
We got
I
some good
love
use out of that,
dagger.
though.
Yeah.
That helped
Yeah.
so much in Elverath.
That was so good. Did you come up with that one?
Because I gave it to one of my other parties, and I loved it so much that I made it here. I don't remember if I found it somewhere else, though. I think I came up with it.
That was such a good idea. Yeah. I love that
Mine
dagger.
was the dang staff with the gobby heads on it. I feel bad because
Yeah.
the patrons made that for me, and I could never find a good time to use it.
Oh.
The goblins that would be created were the characters that are Walk of Fame patrons, patreon.com/castparty, who got to participate in a one-shot. I believe it was the Fall of Windermere, right?
No, this one was the Exodus of Burndarium.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, because Brad gave it to me.
Yeah.
So the goblins that would have been summoned to help Sebastian and protect him would have been the characters from that one shot. It was really cute.
They played the Gob
awesome.
Squad.
Was that where I got my tramp stamp?
Yes, it is. They made you a tramp stamp. Well, so I ran multiple groups through that. One of the groups, the Gob Squad, made the Goblin Staff. The other group made the tramp stamp for you.
The one item that I got to use 2 times, I think. I wish I could have used it more because it was just so fun, was the White Rose. I loved that item.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. Lifesaver.
Man, I know. I should have used it more. It just thematically and certain timing, it didn't seem like it worked good, but near the end, it worked so well for me.
It was perfect timing.
I know.
It was clutch move.
I wish I used it more because that was the most fun item I've had in a while. Besides the sigil that you gave me.
That was cool. And that it got to explode in the
clutch.
last
Yeah,
the last fight was so
I had
great.
to use it. I had to.
Cool. I want to jump to a silly question. Question for all. Favorite donut pulled from the bag. This is from Percy.
Favorite donut?
Ooh.
Oh.
It's a donut. It's great. All of them.
Yeah, okay, there was 2. The only 2 I remember you telling us are Maple and the Elvis, which I think was the last one of the last donuts.
Yeah.
Elvis.
I love a good maple
The peanut
donut.
butter, bacon, banana.
Oh. No.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to go with maple because I love a good maple donut.
Yeah, I just remember maple.
I mean, did you ever do a Boston cream? Because I mean, that's the top of my list every time.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm a freak of nature. I just love straight up plain donuts. I don't know why.
Glazed or dry?
Just dry. Just dry, straight up.
That's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no.
Dry,
Okay,
I would
hear
take
me
a
out.
dry over a glazed anytime.
Hear me out.
Really?
We have a place that only opens up in the fall near us. I don't want to dox
Yeah.
myself, but
True.
you know,
I will. It's at this address, right?
redacted. So I always get cider and their cider, apple cider donuts, and the mix of those two, it's perfection.
That
Yeah.
is
They are
the only time I will have like a plain dry donut
Yes.
is when we go to that place because
Yes.
they just it's nostalgic and
But otherwise, Boston cream. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Nigel.
Boston cream, there's something special about that.
S tier.
Cool. I have a couple rapid fire things I want to do just because people were asking and I want to confirm. Kate asked, did the guest players get to decide how their character arcs ended for the final montage? Yes, 100%. Every single one did except for 2. And that's the reason is because I did not give everyone enough time to answer me because it was one of the last minute decision things. So I never heard back from Thomas. But he told me as he was ending anyway that Brad's whole thing is wanting to stay in Bardarium and protect it. So it worked with that. And then I didn't ask Maisie because Xander had mentioned, Nigel had mentioned to me that was like the whole plan. So I was like, okay, Maisie's going this way. Everyone else, everything that happened to them was 100% them. Luis chose that for Lobos. Marcus chose that.
So good.
that's
So
still
good.
unreal.
Just thinking about it gives me goosebumps, man. That was so good.
So I pitched this to Colin, and I said it during the live listen of the finale, patreon.com/castparty. While we were all listening to the finale together, I was typing in the chat like to the other patrons. I was like, so I pitched this idea to Colin. I didn't tell them the exact idea, but I'm gonna say it now because I think it'd be fun. I think if we ever want to return to Fendrea, even for like a one shot, a little mini series, kind of like a Fables sort of deal, going back post the options leaving Fendrea and hunting down Commodore Fulton, who assassinated Lobos, or not assassinated Lobos, but executed Lobos, and doing an assassination mission on Commander Fulton and like the higher up magistrate who's trying to rebuild what they just lost. I think that'd be so fun. Like brand new characters, and you just dive in.
Okay, going off that, imagine if Colin made us all play NPCs that he made.
Dibs on Kionopa.
Yo, chill.
Ooh, that's a good thing. You guys are doing great letting me jump from one to another. We had a bunch of hypothetical questions that people wanted closure on, specifically about like Garrett and Eli. And did Kingsley revive Kinopa? You're not getting those answers because I left them vague for a reason, but I did have a couple hypotheticals that were specifically for some of your characters. You do not have to answer these. I just wanted to throw them out there to see if you would like to. And so, let's see. Kaylee asked, would Jet consider going back to Fendrea with Pebbles after his mom passed if he could? Also, would Sebastian consider going back to Fendrea since he's so unsure about the fame in LA? That's an if they could.
Jeez.
So, do you want to go first, Ryan, or?
I think mine's going to be a little simpler than yours. So
Okay.
I feel like you got a lot of info in yours. He would definitely consider it. His movie career, I mean, that was his first movie he worked on. I don't know if he would want to do it again. He probably would if offered a job. Music is up in the air. However, I feel like just based off of my own personal experience, you have the highs of like you went viral, you're at the peak. People start to forget and then you level out. I feel like if he could make it to the level out and he was still trying to build himself up just with that little boost of engagement, music might be able to take off in the right direction for him and people not listening for the wrong reasons. I feel like I think he'd stay.
I could see him staying, absolutely.
I think he'd stay.
You were thinking of having him stay, weren't you, in the beginning?
Yeah. Yeah, that was going to be one of the character arcs. I think I said that in actual behind the scenes, but since this is public, that was my first ever pitch for Sebastian. His character arc was going to be that no one listened to his music in LA, on Earth, anything. However, when he got to Fandrea, he started to play around and people were picking up on it and enjoying it. And then he has that battle of, do you want to stay in a world where everyone knows your name and people are actually enjoying the stuff you make? Or do you want to go back to a world where you're alone and you're still trying to build up that name for yourself?
First off, I love this question. I love questions like this that make you think, man. With Jet, I feel like that it really would depend on the situation that he's in on Earth, because how is he doing with his partner? Are they still together? Is he happy? How is Pebbles? Jet, in the end, did start to feel at home there as well, but he had to go back to his real home to be with his mom. Other than that, he's kind of starting his life over, you know? So it depends on how he's doing with his partner and where he's fallen in life. So in a certain situation, yes, he absolutely would. And he would probably try to talk Sebastian and Blueberry and coming as well.
Nigel, this one's for you. We had multiple questions about this, and I'm going to highlight two. B said, did Xander's adoptive sister ever get closure on what happened to him? Or just explain what she knows. I just want closure on that storyline. And then similar, Selena, what about Selena? What will happen to her now? I will not rest till I know of this. Axel Sorman. And this is a hypothetical. So if you don't want to answer, you don't have to.
Oh, God.
I will answer partially, I think, because, I mean, in all honesty, I didn't continue writing Selena past the parts that Xander knew, because that's all Xander knew. How I imagined things is that Selena was able to return home, keep living with her parents. They supported her through her endeavors here, so that meant whatever, if she decided to go off to college, if she decided to just enter the workforce, if she decided to do nothing, like, they were there to support her. She's living her life, she's comfortable, she's happy, she's doing what she needs to do. But I don't, based off of what Ryan or Sebastian found out from the God's answer and how Colin responded about it, I think that she has enough closure to not be disturbed by what happened. Like, Xander's gone, but he had left her life years ago, so that wasn't anything different. That's like a total stranger on the opposite side of the country disappearing. Like, it's not a great thing to happen, but doesn't make a difference to her anymore. So that's kind of where I went, which is a very it's a big bummer, just to put it flatly. Like, it's not a great happy story, but I am a big fan of stories that don't necessarily end happy for the sake of ending happy. And I think that one is kind of realistic. Like, he made a bad choice when he was 20, and it really affected this person, and she doesn't have to forgive him, because that's okay too. So
you did bring up one thing, and I want to pop over to that. Sunstorm Solo asks for Ryan. Were there any other contact other plane questions that you didn't get to ask? And if so, what were they?
Good question.
I did delete them. However, the ones that I had were for Karith instead of Earth. It was, did the guy go back to give his blood? Is Nyla's presence taken care of? Like, is it possible to rebuild now? Just sort of closure on those plot points for the party's sake. I know the listeners got them through the flashbacks and everything. However, the party is still like, I mean, we did what we can. We have to go. Fingers crossed. So
I want to switch gears entirely, and this will make Nigel happy, because Kokuban, I think that's how you say that name, asked, what was one thing you were hoping to see but never happened? And this is something I've been talking about that I haven't wanted to spoil until we did the campaign recap. And Nigel's been asking about it. And it's the big thing that you all did, I'm going to use air quotes there, that changed one of my large plans. And this was something I had been planning since episode 1. Little sprinkle of it in episode 2, and then eventually changed my mind just because of how awesome all your guys' bonds were for the character. So this was based off of something a different DM of mine did and had talked about, and I was like, okay, wait, that's really cool. And then I had this idea initially, and there's a little intricate little hint to this in the Crimson Grove. Initially, I wanted it to be you 4 going to Vendrea, and throughout the journey having things happen to you where it would make more sense if there were more people, where just logistical things, it didn't make sense. And then much later in the season, come across my big brain was eldritch deity of some sort. Like, I'm talking end game level of a being that takes memories. And you were all in a fight, and this was an encounter I wanted to do where it would have taken away your memories. And then after you beat this thing, you see 2 bodies on the ground that you do not remember. They are strangers. And slowly you go through their pockets and you realize that they were from Earth. They had VIP passes to the movie, and that your entire journey in Vendrea had 2 other people, but your memories of them were taken.
You were gonna gaslight the fuck out of us?
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
In the very first, when I did the council in the Crimson Grove, where each one of you had a person that would take you to do your little level up sequence, there were 2 others. Kairi, who was the master of stealth and external jobs for a rogue, and then another person named Darian, who was builder and maintenance, which was for an artificer. So I was going to continue dropping that kind of thing throughout, and I quickly realized that it was just like, this wouldn't work well. I think that would be fun for like a 20 episode home game. But after, I dropped that so long ago. But that is where the idea behind Garrett came from. Because I was like the artificer underneath the thing, and that's where I started to slowly start to think about that. But that was one of the things I was...
You changed that person into Garrett instead, basically?
Yep, essentially.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I included the 6 there because I from the get-go, I had planned on doing something along that line. I'm very glad I didn't.
Say you did that, would you then have us throughout the rest of the time, like, slowly regain memory of those 2? So we just forever
every memory was
had
erased
no
by a god. Yeah.
Wow. Damn, you really were gonna gaslight the fuck out of us. God damn.
I'm gonna do one other one that's similar to this, which is from Dubword. Colin, are there any places or events you wish the party had explored? And I can't remember if we talked about this specifically in the BTS, but it's about episode 4 or 5, when on the spot you guys were asking the cultist where your base was, and I said, yes, beneath the courtyard that was forever green. And then eventually you found the evergreen courtyard in Faramore that had 4 evergreen trees.
Oh God.
So beneath the courtyard that was 4 evergreen, there were 4 evergreen trees. That is where the cultists were, and so that was available, and there was a pathway to get there from beneath the lighthouse as you were on your way to the Underdark. I don't remember if you went down that pathway or if you saw the door or what, because there was a door down there with like the symbol of Talona on it.
Oh, man.
Make way, for the new temple will be created on the ashes of the grove. The temple now is in the courtyard that is forever green.
I'm so salty, Colin. You let me build Faramore and you put a cultist thing underneath it?
Yeah, I put a cultist in the evergreen courtyard. It was episode 5? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was.
Can we reload the save now? We have so many things we gotta try.
We missed the whole cultist arc. Damn.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
I mean, we also missed in not Valorith, underneath Perdiddle, Pedim Pastau.
Nanny.
In
Perineum.
Pastau, there was that, like, there's the temple people that we just were like,
The moon.
anyway, and we just like,
Oh, yeah,
you
the
showed,
people-
like, yeah, like, oh, they're doing
with
the
the-
procession,
Yeah.
yeah, and we were just like, okay, we're gonna ignore that and do this, and then, like,
We were
but I
like,
remember
well,
that was,
we're not part of that.
yeah,
That one I didn't
Let
have
them
nearly as
have
much
fun.
prepared. I had like the whole combat encounter. I had the NPCs for the cultists. I had why they were there. I think I even had a puzzle to get into the cultists.
How far apart were they? Like, because we learned about it like in the tree situation, right?
Yeah.
And then
When you
how
got to
long was it till
Faramore,
we got?
episode 18?
Oh, Faramore was way past that, right?
No, because you went to Faramore for the first time. You went to Faramore right after Elverath, and that was
We
only
went
like episode
back to
20, 22.
Faramore?
Yeah, because after you left Faramore to go to the Valorith wedding, and then you came back to Faramore.
Huh.
So yeah,
oh yeah,
I think the first time you were at Faramore was like episode 18 or 20.
I was spot on with my guess. When we returned to Faramore, because this is where Marcus was, it was 45 and 46 which Marcus was on. Damn, I don't remember going to Faramore before that.
You go to Faramore like 2 or 3 times throughout.
yeah, it was the first time that we met, like, oh wait,
Matthias
we
and shit.
went there and then returned, right? Because we went there and we met what's his dick, Matthias, and then went to the Underdark and then came back, and that's when we met Marcus.
No, because then you guys went to the Valorith wedding, and then you came back to Faramore again, and then you went
Yeah.
to Burndarium, and then the Evergem, and then back to Marcus.
Bro, I thought we went right from Pastau up into Valorith. Sheesh.
No, you went to Elverath.
Episode
Yeah.
22. Courtyard. People worshipping trees. Saitya moon god sent us these trees. That's
Yep.
what I wrote. So I'm
Huh.
guessing we found the courtyard episode 22.
You know what's fucked up is we were in a tiny town that had a dog hotel, and we were there for a episode.
True. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was a fun little village.
That's where the hag.
It was a Pokemon town. Dewford.
Yes,
Right.
it was Dewford. That's right.
Dewford sounds great. And then I used it and I was like, this sounds familiar. Or I think you might have brought it up in a BTS or something, Nigel.
It's from Gen 3, so like it's right there.
I know,
Dewford
and I
City.
should. That's my favorite gen.
Yeah, no, that was I really liked that little like interaction in the. Was it a crashed ship that we went into, where the hag was?
A pirate ship.
But you were completely landlocked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, was that like maybe the first indication that there were airships?
I mean, you looked at this thing. It looked like a normal ship. It had a mast and tattered sails, and
Don't
An airship
airships
could
have
have
those?
a mast and tattered sails.
it didn't have any indication that. I'm telling you right now, it was a normal sailing ship.
Okay, then how did it get there? I need that
That's
answer.
the mystery.
Yeah, but he's the one that made it, so he should know.
Here's one, because we're talking about a bunch of different locations on the plane. Sid asked, if you could go back and spend more time in a location, which one would you go to?
The dog in.
The courtyard
Valorith.
/ Underdark.
Yeah, Underdark.
Also that.
Underdark for sure. We did not Aklok did not spend enough time.
Not enough time in Aklok.
I was renaming all of the episodes. I had to rename 89 episodes because Campaign 2 is coming out. And I saw the docks or the knocks on the rocks outside the docks of Aklok title, and I was like, I had like a stroke for a second. I was like, I forgot we did this.
Also, I think that more time could have been spent in the Raven Town.
Yeah, Corvine.
Yes.
You spent a lot of time in the mountain, not a lot of time in the town.
Yeah.
But was there much happening there? I feel like they were just vibing.
There was a person selling cucumbers, so Xander could have been there all day, all week.
Ooh, there was a There was another vendor I wanted you to meet there, who wasn't actually a patron suggested person. I'm not going to say anymore because I might use it for season 2, actually, because I just remembered that.
Speaking of food, there's one thing I realized about this campaign, and with I don't know if it's happened in any of the other Fable stuff, but a recurring food being falafel throughout our entire campaign, and it's already come up in Nocturne. Did it come up in... You did it on purpose, didn't you?
I did it on purpose. I did it on purpose to bring it up in Nocturne. It was not... It might have been in Arcanum. It was not in Wildacre.
Ah, damn. Okay.
It might have been in Arcanum. I don't remember. I'd have to ask Jose. My brain cannot think of it. But I guarantee it probably wasn't. But yeah, I made it a point to bring up falafel, and I'm probably going to do that every single time if I ever run another thing. So,
and Colin, if you do not bring up falafel in campaign 2, I will personally be boycotting this campaign.
Or we can move to Dante's cornbread being like extra planar and
Dante's cornbread. Forgot about that shit.
Bring back Marty's meat market.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of just now.
God.
If anyone's extra planar, I think it's him.
Oh, imagine the crazy meats. Oh, I can't say that.
Imagine the crazy meat. What did you
Imagine the crazy meats he could get in Redacted.
Oh.
Yeah.
Redacted.
God damn it. I meant in
Redacted.
Since I have to redact that now.
All right. Let's talk some combat, because some people had some combat questions. For you all, what in everyone's mind, in character and out, what was the hardest fight? That is Heather the Changeling.
I mean, the last
Escaping the prison.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly. I don't know if anyone's played Helldivers. Me and Vince have been banging on some Helldivers. The escape from the prison felt like a Helldivers mission.
Yeah.
Like, we were booking our asses out of there. We had people going down. You had to go back and revive them.
Yeah.
Just to continue running further, and everyone's getting shot at and blasted by these arcane revolvers, and just that was a tense one.
And all we were trying to do was spread freedom, so it's really was a Helldivers mission. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. It would have been so much harder if Xander didn't stun Volazar in the end. That fight.
Yes.
I like that probably would have taken the cake for me if there was no stun.
Digu was incapacitated the entire first phase.
Oh my
as
god,
well.
you're right.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean
yeah.
that entire fight could have
Stupid
been
whale.
so much harder.
Yeah.
Incapacitated 2 turns and then a whale that couldn't hit you because you were too far away.
Yeah, we would have had a death 100% if that stun didn't go off.
Yeah, anyone else have any other hard encounters? Or there's also another question that kind of goes along with this, is if there was any one encounter you could change, what would it be and why? This is also from Heather the Changeling. So in this case, from me, change the makeup of the encounter, but for you, change like what you would have done or something like that.
I'd go back to episode 2 and kill Scud. That's it.
Poor Scud.
I would have remembered that I had blind sight as the bat in the Volazar fight.
That would have helped you out.
Whatever we had to do to kill the friggin' what's he called? Bone Keeper?
The keeper?
Man, the keeper. To kill the keeper and stop him from getting away with the dog fight
And the gem.
Oh.
and the staff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Him getting away was...
Yeah. Yeah, because
What
he had
happened
the
to him?
stat. Desideria absorbed him.
He got sucked.
Well,
Hey, yo.
Well...
It's canon.
Yeah. I didn't make a cannon.
Desideria took the gem, implanted it into herself, absorbed him into the gem, and then started growing all necrotic and shit. That leads into Shu asking, in your opinion, to the players, what was the most unexpected twist or reveal in the campaign? or what shocked you the most?
Ooh.
Lobos dying.
No, Lobos being the
Well,
enemy.
his whole thing, yeah.
Lobos being the enemy was a big one. I think we were all like mouth agape, just wide-eyed when he was like, "Yeah, I'm magistrate. Sorry." I don't know if anyone even ever caught that on. And the fact that he was using arrows to leave a trail to us.
Yeah.
Colin, was there any moments that you like were looking forward to the most for like that?
Oh yeah,
for
what
instance?
reveal were you looking forward to dropping?
Oh, that Volazar was at the prison while you were there.
The fucking cat.
Cat.
Oh, yeah.
Was there one that the whole campaign you were just like, oh, you assholes have no idea?
I mean, that one, think about it. The prison break was episode like 16, 17, 18,
Yeah,
and you didn't
true.
figure that out until like episode 70 something. Like that one I was holding on to a long time. I mean, Kingsley being from Fendrea.
Oh,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Okay, but we all knew.
That is true. We figured
We
that one out pretty
speculated.
early on.
As soon as we learned about this baby, we knew.
I think I was the only one that didn't actually like want to believe it. Like I was like, no, they're not right.
I have a thing about the prison, which was my favorite thing I've ever done with all of you guys. The charades and the silent spell.
Oh my
Is
god.
the
Yeah.
best. Still like one of my favorite memories from the whole show.
Yeah.
What,
and-
trying to describe charades?
And here's the thing. I don't
It
think
was
we were
so
doing video
fun.
episodes at that point
No.
either.
No.
So it was
We could
pure
see each
audio.
other. We could see each other, but it was pure audio for anyone else.
Were we recording video though? Were we like
I remember
think
you
so.
making like circle motion, point up motion.
oh right.
you had the whole thing going.
That was so
Yeah.
so fun, and I'll never forget that.
Baldur's Gate taught me so much about the silent spell, like good uses for you being in it. Like you can do things and other people won't hear you, like lockpicking or pickpocketing or killing someone, I guess. Like it was and like I never thought about that. I just always thought it was a detriment because you can't cast spells and you can't communicate.
Right.
Wild.
Baldur's Gate is so educational,
It's true.
so meaningful to our society.
I recommend it to all people and their children. You should get people playing Baldur's Gate immediately.
Their children.
From birth. Yes. It's how it's they'll learn how to read, they'll learn decision making skills, they'll learn like strategy.
They'll learn a lot.
Teach Baldur's Gate.
They'll
in
learn about the
schools.
reproductive system of Githyanki.
all right, I want to do two more real quick ones. Maybe not real quick ones, but I think they're good to end on. Isuik asks, what story beat had the most impact on you personally? For me, mine was I had wanted to do Fox and everything in Akadoth Mountain for a very long time, and I am the most proud of that arc of any in season 1 of Cast Party. So that one was just like really cathartic, and I really liked that one.
I think that was an emotional one for all of us.
Yeah.
Because not only did we have
sure.
the Fox subplot, we also had the visions in the mist. And while some visions hit harder than others for people, it was still a really fun arc and location.
It really was. That was like one of the best locations we went to.
The tree dying sucked.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I guess that could have gone back to a fight we could have changed.
Selfishly, I think Xander's arc with Blightmore and Namora was particularly emotional for me. Kind of just coming to terms with all the stuff that had happened to him, and I get to do it with Luis. That's crazy.
Of course, all this shit with Jet, but like that's I don't want to say that one. I really liked Sebastian's whole arc in the castle and everything. I don't know why, just the dreams and the music and like everybody being forced to dance. I don't know. There was something about it. I just loved it.
Quinry.
Yeah.
Sorry, not Quinley.
Quinry.
Quinwee.
It was like our little gothic subplot.
That's
You
what I
know?
wanted.
Yeah,
That's all I wanted.
I love Victorian stuff and all that, and that's what really drew me to Sebastian's, along with just the dreams as well. Like how you were able to incorporate those dreams in there was awesome.
Yeah, good job, Colin. You did a good fucking job with this.
Thanks.
You got it.
All right, one final question. This one also from Eastweek. What's one thing you learned from this campaign that you'll take with you for future campaigns on the podcast as well as personal games?
That the friends we made or the adventure the whole time.
That works.
Just how
no,
the saying goes.
Yeah. It still works. You're good.
Yeah. Everything I know about D&D I learned from this campaign is kind of what I can honestly say.
Also kind of same. The one thing I'm going to take out of it a lot is learning how to properly roleplay with others, pushing the main character shit aside and boistering other people's plot lines and arcs and questions and their own backstory, being a supportive role player, I'll say.
I think I'm right there with you, Ryan. It's like being supportive of the other people, but also like being comfortable role playing and like getting yourself into that character where you're not even thinking like, oh, I'm just playing this character. It's like, no, be that person, be that character. And it you get so much more comfortable with it. And already with campaign 2, like I'm trying to get that, and it's like, yeah, it takes a second to get comfortable with it, but with other stuff we've done too, I don't know, that's just what I always try to do, is not focus on being Vince playing somebody and just being that somebody.
I learned that when you get a very specific description of a mysterious location, not only write it in your notes, but maybe like copy and paste it for every session so that you don't forget when you actually get to that place. 17 episodes later or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, I have two. They're quick. One is I have learned more to the extent of what I need to prep versus what I don't need to prep, because I used to prep way too much and almost have everything planned out. And I've learned very quickly that I'm good at doing, the normal improv and describing a place that you guys just wanted to go to, even though I didn't have it prepared, and that I can use more of my prep time on focusing on large story beats and the overarching world and stuff like that, but like allow the here to there to be whatever, and to like not push you guys as much in one location. Obviously, we're a podcast where, I'm not going to railroad you, but there's a road laid out ahead of you typically, but I'm going to try to not keep you on that road and allow you to kind of meander more. And off of that, I want to talk less and allow you guys to role play as long as you want, and then not just jump in when I hear a lull just to keep the plot going. I want to give you more time to build relationships, and you guys decide.
Oh, you're doing that in campaign 2.
Oh yeah, episode 3.
It's one thing I'm actively trying to work towards for season 2, as well as a couple other things that I'm not going to get into now, but just like things I've noticed from season 1, I'd be like, wow, I need to work on that. But now I'm like, okay, it's season 2, we're working on it, instead of just continuing to push it off. So that's one thing where I'm like, sit back, relax, let them do their thing. So
I've also learned, if there's like a riddle, just do it there. Don't come back to it later and think like this is for do it right there and then.
What riddle did you miss?
The riddle with the river, when we were like, it's probably, we'll maybe find more about it this way. Let's just keep going.
it was in the Witchfen Forest, and I felt so bad. Anna wanted to do the riddle so bad.
Dude, also, if you see a door, just open up the goddamn door, because if you don't, there might be a goddamn bag of holding behind it that you don't get for the entire fucking campaign.
Oh,
okay, so true, King.
Okay.
Every time you guys say bag of holding, from here on out, I'm going to add one episode in season 2.
Oh, that's what the D4s are for. Oh, no. It's the number of episodes until we get a bag of holding. episode 1 in 2 weeks, baby. Check it out on patreon.com/cap party. Yeah, but still check us out on Patreon. It's worth it.
Yeah, you definitely should. Patreon.com/cast party. And next week, over on Behind the Scenes feed, we're going to be talking only season 2 questions. So come, just join. This is the best time to join, right before season 2. And you get all that goodies. You're going to get behind the scenes for every episode. You're not going to want to miss it. There's so much craziness in season 2. The cast is super excited about it. I'm super excited about it. You're going to want to jump in right now. So patreon.com/cast party, bitch, as we always say. Thank
Lovingly,
you
respectfully
so much for listening. Thank you so much for enjoying season 1 with us and being here for the journey. And thanks for coming back for season 2, because it is already shaping up to be a phenomenal season. So bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.